Miramy again, welcome back. We're here in Bangkok and for this trip we're staying at Yanh Ratchawat Hotel. The hotel feels modern and cozy, but what surprised me the most is how peaceful it is compared to the busy streets outside. They also have a co-working space, which is great if you need to get some work done while traveling. As for the room, it's very spacious and filled with natural light. One of my favorite spots is the little bench by the window, and can we talk about the bed for a second? I slept so well there. Now that we've settled in, let's head out and start exploring Bangkok. Alright, we arrived at Banthat Thong Road, which is probably one of the most popular food streets in Bangkok right now, and honestly, I already don't know where to start. For our first stop, we decided to try Bangkok Kway. We ordered their tom yum noodles and fried chicken wings. The tom yum noodles were super rich, spicy, and sour all at once, while the chicken wings were crispy, juicy, and honestly disappeared way too fast. Next, we stopped by Yok to try their famous egg tarts. Well, just look at these. The pastry was incredibly flaky and the fillings were smooth, creamy, and not too sweet. I can totally understand why so many people recommend this place. The first thing I noticed was how big the tarts are. They're definitely larger than I expected. My favorite was the matcha one. It has a nice matcha flavor and a chewy mochi center that I really enjoyed. They are quite pricey, but the portions are generous, so I'd say they are worth trying. Our last stop was Tway Tung for soda and a mango sticky rice parfait. It was a nice refreshing way to end the night after all the food. Good morning, it's day 2 in Bangkok. Our hotel has a cafe right next door that serves breakfast, and we actually got to choose our croissant flavor when we checked in yesterday. This morning we went with the chicken and the tuna croissant sandwich. A simple but satisfying way to start the day before heading out to explore more of Bangkok. We headed to Talad Noi, one of the places we really wanted to check out on this trip. We stopped by Kway for lunch, an old noodle shop that has been in Talad Noi for more than 60 years. At first, it almost felt like a hidden spot. We had to walk through a narrow alley to find it. The broth was light and clear, but still packed with umami flavor. After lunch, we just wandered around Talad Noi, exploring its narrow alleys and hidden corners. One of the places that caught our attention was Heng Tai House, a traditional Chinese courtyard mansion that's over 200 years old. Walking through the red gates and into the courtyard feels like stepping into a different era, offering a glimpse of the Chinese heritage that has shaped Talad Noi for generations. We just kept wandering around with no real plan, just stopping whenever we want. Talad Noi is full of cute cafes, vintage shops, and little corners that make you want to slow down to explore a bit longer. As we continue exploring, we happened to come across the Talad Noi Museum. Cameras weren't allowed inside, so we put away the camera for a bit and took our time looking around. Afterwards, we head to the riverside just outside the museum to enjoy the view and watch the boats pass by. After all that walking, we decided to stop by Sunset Café for a drink. I'd actually heard about them before when I was in Pattaya, but never got the chance to try it. So when I saw one here, I knew it was finally time to see what the hype was about. The cafe itself was really cute with a cozy atmosphere and big windows overlooking the streets outside. It was a nice place to sit down and take a break. The drinks were decent though, a little bit pricey. They also had a small retail corner selling coffee beans, drip bags, chawan cups, and other coffee-related items, which was fun to browse while waiting for our drinks. Next, we headed to the Warehouse Bangkok, a creative space filled with cafes, boutiques, and local brands. It's the kind of place that's fun to wander around even when you're not planning to buy anything. While we were there, we stopped by Electric Ship. We originally wanted to have dinner, but we arrived a little too early before dinner service started, so we grabbed some kombucha instead. The place has a cozy atmosphere, and the most of the customers seem to be foreigners. One thing that really caught my attention was their menu. Instead of the traditional menu, they used a glowing light box with a QR code on it. You scan the code to browse the menu on your phone while you're waiting. You can switch between different images on the display. It's such a small detail, but it felt playful, creative, and definitely made the place more memorable. We later found out that it's also featured in the Michelin Guide, which definitely made us want to come back to try the food another time. They also have a rooftop area. We went up to take a look, but it had rained earlier, so everything was still a little wet. Even so, it seemed like a really nice spot to hang out in the evening. Okay, the real highlight of the night was such a small world. The place is tucked inside the Corner House building. Before heading upstairs, we spent some time browsing the cup store on the ground floor. And of course, couldn't resist taking a few photo booth pictures. Here we are, such a small world. The space unfolds into a series of living rooms, each with its own personality. There were Nintendo corners, a cozy vinyl listening room, and even a movie theater-inspired space with comfy seating and a big screen. We ordered a couple pasta dishes. One fun detail is that if your bill is over 200 baht, you get to pick a vinyl record and listen to it in the listening corner. It feels less like a cafe and more like exploring someone's incredibly creative home. To wrap up the night, we headed to the iconic icon Siam by the riverside. The whole area was glowing with lights, and it was such a nice place to just walk around and take in the view of Bangkok at night. And of course, we couldn't end the day without food. We stopped by Momo Paradise for a hot pot as our final meal of the night. After a full day of walking and exploring, sitting down for a warm, comforting hot pot feels like a perfect way to end everything. Morning, we moved to the Quarter Hualamphong by UHG, which is super convenient for exploring the city. From here, it's easy to walk around Chinatown and the Song Wat area, which we're really looking forward to checking out next. Song Wat today was all about cafe hopping. We just walked around slowly, popping into different cafes along the street. Each place has its own vibe, and it became a little mission to explore as many spots as we could. We stopped by Local Boys, Teow Clubs, Midsummer, and Mother Roaster, each one with its own personality. From laid-back spaces to more specialty coffee-focused corners. I'm also kind of on a mission to collect coffee beans from different cafes, so Song Wat felt perfect for that. We also went to Lost in Song Wat, but it looked like they were hosting an event, so we couldn't go inside this time. We just peeked in for a bit before moving on to the next destination. We also stopped for lunch at a local noodle shop. We noticed a photo of our favorite Thai actor inside, so we decided to go in right away. Definitely a cheap moment kind of decision. But honestly, it turned out to be a good find, simple, local, and very satisfying after a morning of walking around Song Wat. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this travel vlog. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps support my content. I'll be sharing more from my Kok Larn trip in Pattaya very soon, so stay tuned. I'll see you in the next vlog.